Hi guys, it's Jamia Alexander, the author of Side Chick Savior. Yes, if you haven't gotten your copy, go get one today. Amazon.com, just type Side Chick Savior in the search engine, and you can definitely purchase the ebook for $9.99 or the paperback for $14.99. And one disclaimer I want to put out there: you guys do not have to have a Kindle in order to purchase the ebook. You can simply download the Kindle app on your cellular device and just create an account all for free, and then just pay $9.99 for the ebook format. All right. So, like I said, if you hadn't gotten your copy, go get one today. If you have the teenagers, any teenagers, please share this book with them. That's really my target. I want to be a change for a part of the change for the upcoming generations. And I believe that if I can instill some things that I've learned by bought lessons, I know, maybe they wouldn't make them, but, at least they'll be steered in a positive way. So that's what I'm getting at. And just because my book is titled Side Chick Savior does not mean I'm talking about being a side chick, okay? So I was just able to use that title because I have played the side in with guys before they would be my boyfriend. So before they'll be my main thing. But anyway, a lot of lessons, a lot of transparency in the book. And but one of the greatest ones that I want people to take from the book is to simply evaluate yourself whenever you're going through things in a relationship with a guy or a woman. Evaluate yourself instead of just going straight at the other person's neck, trying to tell them what they have going on all wrong. Take inventory of yourself, and once you get inventory of yourself, you should change who you are, or seek to change who you are. Okay? Because most of the times we just be bruised and battered from the past, like past traumas that we have gone through. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship with a significant other. It could be things that have gone on in your family, or even with friends. So we tend to carry around unnecessary burdens, and we don't realize it when we go and bleed on our mate. So just get to that core issue. And for me, that core issue was a daddy issue. Like I had me and my dad, we have a relationship, but it wasn't more so of a daddy and a daughter type bond. So it's deep. It goes deep. You read my book, you'll find out all of that is just the makings of me in embracing who I am. So read it, catch all the lessons, just catch whatever God wants you to catch from that book. Okay, like, let's heal, like, get to the root of it. But anyway, let me go on and continue why I'm doing this video. And it's simply to answer some questions that some people had about my book. Very insightful. I will say none of this will be scripted. I went over the questions before recording this video, but I didn't necessarily answer them, and it has taken me some time to answer them because I realized that I was still hurting from some things. And it's like, dang, like, healing is a process. It's just a process of resetting your mind and getting through things. So yeah, that kind of struck me. And if you're human, and if everybody should have emotion. Like, nobody should be emotionless. If you're emotional, honey, you need to debunk. Like, you really, real life, need to sit down and go through things that have hurt you, that has caused you to suppress these emotions, okay? But anyway, let's just continue on. Here's the first question. Someone asks, what issue did you discover within yourself that was the cause for you to not care about your fellow woman's feelings when agreeing to be the cause of her love life being disrupted? And are you still in contact with the bisexual girl? Okay, some issues that I noticed about myself while dating this girl. I realized that it was a bit selfish of me, first and foremost, to even be involved with someone that I knew I would never even bring to meet my mom or my dad. Like, I wouldn't have ever wanted to be in a relationship with a woman. Because I wanted children. I wanted a husband. You know, I wanted to, I don't want to go through the whole process of a surrogate and all of that. No, a woman is not pleasing to me. And, you know, it's crazy that I can say that, and I have dealt with that female for 6 years off and on. You know, it was deeper than the intimacy. And we did get really intimate about 3 to 4 times, but you know, out of 6 years. So you gotta know that was a mental relationship. It was more so of a vent in a dating. Like, we did all fun things together. But I know I caused emotional stress because, for one, I never got rid of the guy that I was dating at the time while dating the girl. You know, it was me dating both of them at the time, and honestly, I believe she knew, but she would never say anything. Like, we didn't even talk on that level of, hey, how do you feel? You know, like, mature wise. It was petty. So, you know, that was just, if you, honey, just let me call myself toxic. That's what I was. I was toxic. And she got me with the things, she lured me with the material things. So, of course, I'm going to take it. I wanted them to. And then I was struggling. And you offering, I'm going to take it. But that's not right. So, a valuable lesson in that is, don't use nobody, okay? Because it will definitely come back on you. It may not be in that way, but it can surely be something else. But I had good intentions with her. Like I said, if you read my book, you will see about our relationship. Okay? And am I still in contact with her? Certainly. Because, like, I wanted to be friends with her from the jump. Like, she's a very cool girl, and she know a lot about me. I have vented to her about personal things that I've never told anyone else. So of course that relationship is solid, and she's married now to a guy. So why not? There's no feelings there in regards to like a relationship type, nothing. None of that. It's just nothing but maturity. And we could talk about the past, and we could talk about a lot of things that we went through, and how us encountering each other was growth. So, hey, it turned out for the good. We both learned some. We both had great lessons from it. Okay, the second one was, have you identified the soul ties from your very first sexual encounter that could have played a role in every encounter following that? If so, what was it, or is it, and do you still wrestle with it? before I saw this question, I never really just asked myself about or just had a real talk with me and God about soul ties. Okay, I know what soul ties are, but I never tried to identify them until I read this question. So once I did identify the soul tie, I was just like, okay, God, like I went into prayer and I just like I cried it out and I asked God to like take them away from my life, like remove all soul ties. But absolutely, because I was I was in the ninth grade, okay? And one thing we have to realize is that soul ties come from being sexual with a person. So once you're sexual with a person, that allows emotions to stir up, even if they are false emotions. Those emotions will still be there. That person can treat you like a dirty dog, and guess what? When you see them, you still gonna like have this feeling, this emotion for them, and especially if it was good, you're definitely going to want it. So but yeah, I realized that it was a emotional soul tie. Like it was emotional, and that was the only thing. Like he didn't have control over my mind or anything. It was just, I never let go, like genuinely let go of anybody that I have dated. So that's it. So but I can honestly say that I don't wrestle with that, with letting go anymore, because I know how to silently end the relationship. So I hope that answered your question about that soul tie. And like I said, it was nothing but the emotional part of the relationship. So never I never let it go, because like I said, like we developed a friendship. I was always friends with everybody that I dated, and it's like no matter if we didn't have sex or didn't talk, like I still considered them as my friend. I feel like if I saw them anywhere, I could go and talk to them, and have a genuine conversation and leave. Like it's nothing. But yeah, I have, and I'm thankful that I have, and I'm thankful that I'm able to even let go. Um, the next one, domestic violence is very serious. I believe it is safe to say that the world saw you as this tough girl, which you're a very strong woman. But during that time, you faced domestic violence. Did that make you feel weak? Explain why or how it may have affected your submission in the relationship. Well, yes, domestic violence is very, 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 very real, and it is. It's crazy. When I was going through domestic violence, um, yeah, I think I did feel weak because I couldn't call on a family member, because someone had said, like, don't say anything, don't put third party people in your business, because you may take them back and then they'll never, like, you may take your person back and then your family or whoever may not ever forgive that person, and then nothing will be the same. So it's like, bro, okay, they just left me in a dark spot. Like, ooh, I hate it here. Like, please, I want to get away from you. But I fought back, and it wasn't, just like I was getting my ass beat, but it was just the mental abuse and all of that. It was very trying, and but something, like she asked, was I weak? did I feel weak? And the answer to that is yes. But something that I want to speak about dealing with domestic violence, because now I realize that I provoked a lot of things. You know, I'm no way, shape, form, or fashion trying to water down what I went through, but I just want to own up to some things as a woman, as a growing woman, a mature woman that I am now. It's just like, you know, sometimes you don't have to say things to get your point across to anybody. Okay, like you could just let whatever it is, you can let it go. Let it go. Let people speak. Let them lash out. Let them say whatever they want to say. You don't have to say anything back. You could just walk away. Walk away. And I'm sorry, y'all, I was sitting here trying to look at those notifications coming on my phone. But anyway, just be the bigger person and walk away. And sometimes we don't realize that we can say something that we may feel is encouraging, but it could be belittling to the next person because that's an insecurity that they have about themselves. So guess what? If they've already been battling what you're saying, it's going to strike a nerve. And once that nerve is struck, then if they don't have no self-control, it's going to be blissful. So just the best advice that I have is just to have some self-control, some calmness. A woman should be calm at all times. A woman should not be a quarrelsome woman. A woman shouldn't be argumentative, in other words. So just do the right thing and not say anything back. That doesn't make you weak when you don't say things back. What make you weak is when you act out of character and you let your flesh take over and you don't realize the what are you jeopardizing. Okay, because it could have been plenty of times that I could have thrown my nursing license away because of acting out of anger or flesh and not calmly thinking and listening to my spirit. So yeah, just, be calm and try to seize the issue. Communicate when everything dies down. Just learn to be the bigger person at the end of the day. But yeah, that's all I have on that. And did it affect my submission? Did that? Honestly, like, I ain't think nothing of it. I'm just now being able to even think, y'all. Like, actually think and with logic. Like, oh my God. It's like I was just an emotionally suppressed person. When I say I was emotionally suppressed, y'all, I'm just not saying that shit just because I have this book and I want to put things out. No, I'm being very, very, very transparent. I'm sorry if older people watch this. I'm sorry if curse words slip out. My bad. But no, I didn't feel a way. Because after it happened, I was mad for the hot second. And guess what? I was done. Like, when I went to sleep and woke back up, it was okay. I never thought twice about nobody just pushing me around or nothing like that. Never. Like, it never. But what affected my submission is that I didn't know how to receive love, or I don't even know if I was really showing love to my ex. So yeah, that's something that if I have a chance to talk to all of them, I would definitely ask that question. Like, did you think that I love you? Or like, did I show you that I loved you? I don't believe that I'll even know how to show anybody but my baby that I really, 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 really love them. So, but I hope people know that I do. The only thing that I have is love to give. But right now, focusing on how to open up to actually receive love. But anyway, the next question was, would you say CP really loved you? Why or why not? Yes. Like, that's a given. Although he did what he did in the relationship, I really think that he loved me. We were all going through things, and I can say that about every relationship that I've been in, though. We had similarities, and that's the similarity just had, like, it was the brokenness. Like, we all shared, our commonality was brokenness. Okay, we all had past traumas. So, you know, people show love in different ways. But as for CP, y'all, I lived with that man for 2 years, well, a year and a half, and I can tell you, if I didn't work or if I did work, no matter what it was, honey, he made sure that I was well taken care of. He made sure that, babe, he used to go to the store to buy me underwear. So, like, of course, yes. And he showed me. How was your day? Or front door. Or like, give me a hug. You know, like, he was affectionate. I was just the push off person. So yeah, and I believe that me being how I was with my personality, that probably pushed him off to do things that he did in the streets. But like, I thought he was just a whore anyway. But we after all, like, we were young, so that's what that is. I believe that we were young. We went through things at a very early age. And hold on, let me close the door. Went through things at an early age. So yeah, and I guess people just want to explore. And that's what happens. So you gotta read the book to get the details. But anyway, yeah, like, he treated me, he showed me things that dad should even show their daughter. Like, he showed me so many things. Like, you know, it was crazy. He used to wash our clothes. He used to cook. He used to do everything. It was like I was his doggone daughter. So, would I say he loved me? Absolutely. Moment of truth. With all that was going on, did you get the urge to abort your son? I'm going to really think to make sure that I'm not lying when I say this. No. I didn't even think about the situation that was at hand. I was scared to get an abortion. Well, I guess I could say yes, because when it first happened, like, I actually called the clinic. You know, when I first found out I was pregnant, I actually called to see how much it was going to be and all that kind of stuff. But when I hung up that phone, like, is you crazy? You not about to let them do anything to your body? No. That's a no. Final answer. Whatever comes behind having a baby definitely comes with having a baby. So I was just like, I'm rolling with it. I've always felt like, oh my God, what does it feel like? No, not what does it feel like. I used to think that it was weird carrying another human being inside of your body. So that was the only fear that I had of that. It was like, oh Lord, I gotta feel this movement and all of that. But you know what? It didn't faze me. I was actually happy when I started feeling the movements and everything. But I know, like, God kept him really calm, because, honey, it feels so funny. And I would be like, oh, Jesus, like, don't let this baby move again. Because me being me, I'm like, ooh, that's his foot against my belly. Like, oh, no. But, yeah, but no, I didn't want to abort him just because of everything that we were going through. No, I was actually slick happy. So, Did you think for 1 second God could use a man from jail to speak to you in the way that he did? Absolutely. Like when the guy, when I was talking to the guy in jail, it was just like, you know, of course it was out of my own curiosity why I started talking to him. As you guys will see in the book, for those of you who have not read, you will see that relationship. But it was more of what he used to say to me, like, oh yeah. And at the time I didn't get it. It took me to accept this spiritual journey and just walk through. And then it was at that moment when I looked back and was like, gee, like I really did that. And as you see, if you read the Bible, you will see that there were many men in prison and they were prophets. So absolutely, yes, I believe that. I believe that God can use anybody. I believe that God can use a person that live on the streets, that are on drugs, or even if they're not on drugs. The most craziest like thing ever. Like, I believe that God used babies. God used different things in life to speak to us. So don't be so caught up on who the person is. Just because this person is not a pastor, or this person is not a minister, an apostle, a prophet, evangelist, a teacher, whatever they want to call themselves, just because they don't hold that title does not mean that God cannot send messages through them. So that's what I believe that people need to get that out of their minds when you think about who God can use. And I'm a firm believer that he can use anybody. He can use the trees outside to give you a message. So I just believe in God. Like, yeah. So don't get so caught up on hearing a message from a preacher, because 9 times out of 10 in most of these churches around here, you're not even going to hear the true word. If we're going to get into that, like, people just teach to satisfaction these days. So no, absolutely. And you think a preacher would have ever told me the things that guy told me about myself? Please. And wait, this is the better part, okay? So y'all don't think that I'm crazy. And I don't care if you do think that anyway, but I'm just going to let y'all know. When a person talks to an inmate, most people think that the inmate is just using you for like commissary and all of that. Honey, guess what? Didn't ask me for anything. If I did something, it was because God put it on my heart to do it, okay? He was trying to take care of me. Like, he was trying to make sure I was straight while he was behind the walls. So, and then let's not forget, he was at one of the strictest counties around here, and you ain't get nothing in there. So no, he, even if he did have another motive, it didn't prevail. Okay. And I'm still in contact with him today, because I believe that that's one of the people that God placed in my life for a spiritual reason. Like, it's crazy. If I need to vent, I can get it off. And I've never had a physical connection with that guy a day in my life. It's just been all mental. So absolutely, absolutely. I believe in that. I don't judge, period. No matter what you did. Don't be a judger. You cannot condemn nobody else. Because, honey, we'll get to that another day. But anyway, yeah, I do believe that God used him in the way that he did. Back then, I didn't understand, but now, absolutely, I do. And I'm forever grateful. Okay, the next one. Did DC ever fix his relationship with his mother and yours? Yes. DC and my mom mended their relationship before my mom left the state of Texas. And of course, y'all, a lesson that I want y'all to take away from that is, no matter what your parents have done to you in life or what you don't agree with, I just believe that you should always respect and honor your parents. No matter what they have done to you, no matter what you feel like they lacked in, what that don't matter. That don't matter. You should respect, you should think of your mother and father as people that are higher than you are, and and you should respect their wishes. Not saying that you have to do everything that they say when you become grown. Just respect how they feel. That's it. If you don't do nothing else, respect how they feel, because we are their offsprings. They were put here on this earth to train us. So, hey, train up a child. It don't matter if you feel like they didn't do a good job with raising you. Still love them no matter what. You better not go to sleep at night, even after an argument or disagreement with your parents. Don't go to sleep without calling them back and just say, Mama or Daddy, I love you, because you don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. You don't know if they're gonna wake up tomorrow. You never know if they will die in the next second. And I've never lost a parent, but I can tell you I've had a dream and I have woke up thinking and with that feeling, and Jesus knows I never want to experience that feeling, but I do know that it has to happen one day. So yeah, love and cherish your parents, okay? Just because you disagree don't mean you have to have an argument. Like, just respect them. Did my son's death really take a toll on you? Yes, it really did. And why would I say that? Okay, I'm saying it because although when he died, we had not had any, sexual contact and all of that in like 2 years, but let's go back to soul ties. The emotion and everything was still there. Everything, like, it's like when we stopped talking, we stopped talking suddenly, and I was a little bitter behind that because of how things transpired. I was bitter, and but although I was bitter, every time we saw each other, we laughed, joked, played, whoop whoop, blah blah blah, like we were still these two sneaking and geeking people. But yeah, it did, and the reason why it took a toll on me, is because of this, and I really haven't shared this with a lot of people, but I'm gonna say this because it's a lesson in it. A month before he passed, my sister had her senior prom, and he came beside me, and there was this guy standing in between us, and he was like, a Z, I'm talking to you, but I'm really talking to the girl beside you. And I looked up and I laughed, all flirtatiously, and I was like, what's up? He was like, your boyfriend out here? I was like, no. And then I was like, what you want? And he was like, man, I'm sorry for everything that I ever put you through. I'd say if I could have you and this other person, like, y'all would blow my mind. Like, I just need the both of y'all in one body. And I'm just like, dude, like, really? I was like, you so delusional for that. You crazy. And he was like, nah, you crazy. But he was like, seriously, Mia, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything that I put you through. Now, what you say? Come on home. I was like, boy, you can go to hell. And he looked at me and he shook his head and he just walked off. And he said, man, that girl crazy, man. That girl crazy. So that day, and the reason why I felt the way I felt was because I didn't know that he ended up sleeping with my cousin and he got her pregnant. So I was mad about that situation. I was like, like that's my real life cousin. That's my blood cousin. So why would you do that? He was like, he didn't know and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what, it is what it is. But I was still in my feelings when he came to me with it. And later that night, he called me again and he was like, where you at? Like, pull up. Like, I want to give you a hug, man. I just want to see you. And I was like, man, you want some more stuff? No. So imagine those being your last words to somebody. And then a month later, not even a full month later, yeah, it was a month later, a month and maybe a couple weeks, you get a phone call saying that they're gone, like off this earth. I don't know about nobody else, but me, I have feelings and they are very soft. So that took a lot out of me. I immediately texted his phone telling him I'm sorry for the words that I said to him. I hope that it's not true, that he's dead and all of that. But I wasn't able to grieve. I wasn't able to grieve because I was in a relationship with CP, and CP really didn't believe that I had stopped talking to the dude, because he was like, you was so crazy about him, like ain't no way you just stopped talking to him. And I'm like, yes, I did, but I was trying to respect him and I wasn't able to grieve. But with writing a book, in every chapter it was a release for me. Like I would cry, like hard up cry, with writing everything out, because that was the first time for me even having some emotion to any of those things. And I was like, it would either be like, wow, you were like that, or dang, you went through that. And the feeling would just come back. The feeling that I was supposed to feel while going through it would come back while I was writing. And I'm like, dang, G, like when is it gonna end? But anyway, yeah, that's that. And it took a toll on me. I couldn't grieve. Even though when I left the house, I cried, but I still didn't go see him. And I think that I'm thankful that I didn't get a chance to be his body. I can just remember him, how he looked the last time I saw him. But yeah, whew, y'all, I'm telling you, I done been attached to a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of people. Not just like no HOE, but just I've let too many people in my space. If I could have just had one person to let in my space and be done with that, I definitely would have. But anyway, life happens. Did the guy from your last situation ever reach out to you? Girl, yeah. And but I'm hold that thought, cause it rolls over into my next book. So I started writing my second book already. So that's gonna pick back up. It's gonna pick back up. It gets juicy, but it picks back up, and for sure it did. Are you looking for love again? Are you willing to date again? Or are you focusing on yourself? I'm gonna put this one with the last one because all of it kind of ties together. And this one says love is new now for you because you understand God's love. What are some self-defining moments when dating to assure you don't accept deceptive spirits? Okay. As of now, I am not looking for nothing. Okay? No, for real, I ain't looking for nothing. At first, yeah, I was still like searching for a feeling, but I had to realize like, no, stop. No, you're not going to get a repeat of what you have gone through. Okay, so we're not going to look for nothing. We just going to believe that if we focus on self and do what makes self happy, that's the only thing that matters. Because surely, as I continue this journey, I trust and believe that God is going to send me the perfect person. And not saying that he's just perfect. I mean, just perfect for me. Like, people, someone who loves God, period. If you can't love me how God loves me, then I don't want you. Okay? PSA. But anyway, no, for real though, if you can't show me that, no. And honey, now I'm real life. I'm trying to experience the fullness of God's love, because I can say that I have been like shutting him out. It was like I don't know how to receive love. I don't, cause my mama showed me tough love. My grandma, everybody, my whole family got shown tough love their entire life. So it's hard. It's really, really hard to accept love, but I think I'm easing up. I've learned from relationships, and things that I've done wrong. So absolutely, I am. I'm trying to, accept. I'm trying to learn how to accept it, and yeah, I'm just worried about me doing what God wants me to do, and being a great mother, training my child so that he will not be a broken young man. That's all I want. I just want to give him so much love. So in order to give him love, I need to have love in me, and I need to be healthy and healed to give him that love. So definitely. And what are some self-defining moments when dating to assure you don't accept deceptive spirits? Honey, I changed up my whole dating game. Because for one, I'm not going to tell you what I expect. That's the biggest mistake we could ever make, y'all. Don't ever tell nobody what do you expect from a man. What do you want from a person? Don't tell nobody that, because they'll try their hardest to be all that and some, and they'll be fake. Okay? So don't do that. And like, I won't sleep with them, because when you sleep with people, like it puts a barrier up. You get caught into your emotions, and you don't even realize you don't really get to know that true person. So I'm an observer now more than ever. And I have my spiritual eyes and ears open. So for sure. And I can just talk to God and ask him, like, hey, is he right? Like, show me if this is a no, and I believe that he will show me. I will not ignore signs anymore. I pay attention to behaviors. Honey, I can be talking to you, and by the third day, I bet you I got you figured out, because me, I love to talk, and I'm going to ask you a question or something that gets you in the full. So in the way that you talk to me, the way that you communicate gonna let me know who you are. And I know it's some real fake people that can, that are manipulative, and they can act as if they're this person, but when them spirit eyes are woke, you ain't gonna miss it. You are not going to miss it. But anyway, y'all, those are all the questions from my book. And for those of you who have not read it, again, hopefully those questions raise some suspicion and you want to really know the tea. So if you want to know like anything deeper, just read it. It's a short story. Most people say it take them at least 2 hours to read it at the most. So definitely it's not a long read at all. It puts you in the mind of, just reality. Like I believe when you read my book, you're gonna start thinking about yourself. You're gonna start putting yourself in my shoes. It may make you think of some questions to ask yourself, so about your relationship and all of that. And if you can mend things, mend them. If not, let it go. Don't be afraid to let it go, honey, because there is surely somebody in this world for you.
Everybody though.
Okay? Young men and young women. But just focus on yourself. That's what I've gotten out of all of this, honey. Just worry about, like I say, worry about Mia and what Mia got going on and what Mia is going to do, what Mia wants to do in life. You just, and focus on that. If it's meant for you to meet somebody else, surely they'll come along. And I'm not scared to date either. I'm definitely not scared to date. I believe in chances, honey. I remember when I was younger, my oldest sister said to me, Jamil, you know what? Like, I wish that I was like you. Like, you could actually leave a relationship and go and still give somebody else a chance in the next one. Although I did it all wrong because I did not heal before I left the relationships and got into another one. That was the only part, but I've never been afraid of chances. Like, no, baby, want to date? But come on, let's go take a walk in the park. Let's go talk. Because that's what my dating is. I want to talk and get to know you. Yeah, we can go out to a restaurant, a movie, a museum, or whatever else. But, babe, I want to know what your mind like. Because if that ain't right, what you going to do with me? I am a bit challenging. I'm independent. I'm headstrong, but I have calmed down. I've humbled myself. But I'm a person who can stand alone. As long as I got God and Jesus in me, I don't need nobody else. But I want me a family. So, yeah, disclaimer. But seriously, though, I can stand alone. So, I'm definitely not scared to date nobody. Why are you right here? This is my nephew, y'all. Funny. But, yeah. If you guys have any more questions after reading, just hit me up and I'll answer them. And again, the book is Side Chick Savior. All right, y'all. Have a good night, day, whatever y'all see this. And, enjoy. Mia Love out.